This is Abu Dhabi, the capital of the UAE and one of the world's most powerful and wealthiest cities. When people think of the UAE, their minds usually jump straight to Dubai with its towering skyscrapers, fancy hotels and luxury resorts. Most people only know Abu Dhabi because of Etihad Airways. You're seeing two people on your screen. I bet most of you recognize the man on the right, Sheikh Rashid Al Maktoum, the ruler of Dubai. But you might be very surprised to know that the man on the left side is much more powerful and influential than Sheikh Rashid. So powerful that in a report published in the New York Times in 2019, he was declared the most powerful political leader in the entire Arab world, even more powerful than Saudi Arabia's Mohammed bin Salman. Whatever is happening in this entire Persian Gulf, wherever UAE stands today, the splendor and glamour of Dubai, one man is behind it all. He is Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, the ruler of Abu Dhabi, the president of the United Arab Emirates, and the most powerful and wealthy political leader in the Gulf. Who exactly is Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed? How did he become so powerful? And what is it that has made Abu Dhabi so powerful that whether it's Western superpowers, the Arab world, Asian countries, or even China, everyone wants to maintain good relations with Abu Dhabi? Let's find out the answer to this question in this video. Before we dive deeper into the video, I have a small request. If you enjoy my content, please consider subscribing to my channel. I put in a lot of effort to create these videos, but many of them don't get the reach they deserve. Your support would mean the world to me. Let's dive into Abu Dhabi's history. So before the 18th century, there were no signs of any human civilization here, but the entire region around Abu Dhabi was very important, and small tribes had been living here for thousands of years. At that time, the most important and largest tribe in this entire region was the Bani Yas tribe. Within Bani Yas, there were 20 smaller tribes ruled by different families. One of these was the Al-Falasi tribe. This is the same tribe to which the Al-Nahyan and Al-Maktoum families belong. In 1761, some people from the Al-Falasi tribe came here in search of fresh water and then settled along the coastline of the Persian Gulf. This area is what we now call Abu Dhabi. Back then, their whole economy depended on pearl diving and fishing. These people would dive into the sea to find pearls, and then these pearls were sent to markets in Iran and India. Mumbai was the world's largest pearl market at that time, where these pearls were polished and sent to Europe and Turkey. Life was hard. Surrounded by desert, their survival depended on fish and dates, with little else to live on. That's why the population of Abu Dhabi remained very low for so many centuries. Even at the start of the 20th century, the entire population of Abu Dhabi was only 6,000. Then Abu Dhabi faced another blow when Japan began producing high-quality artificial pearls, wiping out the demand for its pearl industry. And then the Great Depression of 1929 further worsened the situation. Conditions became very dire. There was poverty and hunger everywhere. And these conditions were not only in Abu Dhabi, but also in Dubai, Sharjah, Ajman, and even Saudi Arabia. In 1938, everything changed when massive oil reserves were discovered in Saudi Arabia, drawing the attention of the entire Western world. At that time, the ruler of Abu Dhabi was Shakhbut bin Sultan Al Nahyan. Inspired by Saudi Arabia's oil discovery, he granted Western companies full permission to search for oil in Abu Dhabi. However, with the outbreak of World War II the following year, all exploration came to a halt. After World War II, the world shifted rapidly toward industrialization, driving up the demand for oil. Western companies resumed their search for oil in Abu Dhabi, and in 1958, they discovered huge oil reserves in Abu Dhabi. Despite the oil discovery, life in Abu Dhabi remained unchanged because Sheikh Shakhbut was extremely cautious with the oil revenue. He believed the reserves were limited and feared they would run out if exploration continued at the same pace. He had no idea that Abu Dhabi held the world's 6th largest oil reserves. Sheikh Shakhbut halted further oil exploration by British companies, leading to growing frustration among other members of the Al Nahyan family. While Saudi Arabia was exporting billions in oil, Abu Dhabi, despite its vast reserves, had little to show for it, just a few paved roads and sidewalks. Then in 1966, everything changed when Sheikh Zayed bin Sultan replaced his brother in a military coup and became the ruler of Abu Dhabi. This marked a turning point for the entire Gulf region. This is the man who transformed the Gulf into what it is today, earning him the title of Father of Nations. Sheikh Zayed was nothing like his brother. He was highly optimistic about the oil discovery, believing it could redefine the future of the entire Gulf region. Sheikh Zayed had a visionary outlook. He understood that for the region to truly progress, unity was essential. Abu Dhabi couldn't thrive on its oil wealth while its neighbours struggled in poverty, especially since no other area had as much oil as Abu Dhabi. At the same time, the British Empire decided to withdraw from the region, ending its rule. In December 1971, under Sheikh Zayed's leadership, 6 states united to form a new nation called the United Arab Emirates. These founding states were Abu Dhabi, Dubai, Sharjah, Ajman, Al Quwain, and Fujairah. A year later, in 1972, Ras Al Khaimah also joined and completed the union. Abu Dhabi became the capital of this new country, and Sheikh Zayed bin Sultan Al Nahyan became the first president of the UAE. Sheikh Zayed prioritized spending on basic necessities first. Roads were built to connect Abu Dhabi to nearby villages, electricity projects were launched, and a coastal wall was constructed in northern Abu Dhabi to protect against sea storms. Once these essentials were in place, he turned his focus to building the country's infrastructure. Schools, hospitals, government offices, police and military were all established with modern equipment and training. Since Dubai lacked significant oil reserves, Sheikh Zayed advised its ruler, Sheikh Rashid Al Maktoum, to transform Dubai's future through two key strategies: building a major seaport and promoting tourism. Abu Dhabi provided substantial financial support to help develop Dubai's infrastructure, and over time, Dubai began to gain fame for its world-class developments. And this was also the time when another personality was closely observing this entire transformation. That was Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, the third son of Sheikh Zayed bin Sultan, who later became the president of the UAE. At the time, Mohammed bin Zayed was just 10 or 11 years old, but he closely observed his father's leadership and policies. He noticed how Sheikh Zayed, despite the oil wealth, approached everything with careful planning. For instance, soon after the oil discovery, Sheikh Zayed created a financial investment board to manage surplus oil revenues by investing them in various sectors. The idea was simple but visionary, to ensure that even if oil reserves deplete in the future, Abu Dhabi would have enough income streams to remain financially secure. As of today, Abu Dhabi's investment fund holds investments worth $1.3 trillion. Out of this, $900 billion is for the citizens of Abu Dhabi. This means that if we divide $900 billion by 300,000, each local of Abu Dhabi gets $3 million. By this measure, Abu Dhabi locals are among the richest people in the world. This wealth stems from Sheikh Zayed's foresight, as the fund invested surplus oil revenue into diverse assets like real estate, equity funds, hotels, airports, factories, and banks. Thanks to this strategy, Abu Dhabi remains resilient during economic crises. A notable example is the 2008 financial crisis, when Abu Dhabi lent Dubai $10 billion to rescue its collapsing economy. In return, Dubai's iconic skyscraper was renamed from Burj Dubai to Burj Khalifa, honouring Abu Dhabi's ruler. Even today, Dubai carries a debt of approximately $90 billion, including a $20 billion loan from Abu Dhabi that remains unpaid. This showcases Abu Dhabi's economic strength. But there are two other key factors that have helped it surpass the rest of the Gulf region. Mohammed bin Zayed dedicated a significant part of his life to the military. At just 20 years old, he joined the Emirati Air Force, and in 1991, during Saddam Hussein's invasion of Kuwait, he led the military effort against Iraq. His military background fueled his determination to make the Emirati army the strongest in the Arab world. Few people know that in the West, the UAE is often referred to as Little Sparta, thanks to its highly trained and well-equipped army of 60,000 soldiers. With an annual military budget of $20 billion, the UAE has invested in cutting-edge technology, including the THAAD missile system from the US, one of the world's most advanced missile defense systems. This is the same system deployed in South Korea, which caused significant tensions between the US and China. The UAE is also the second largest buyer of American weapons after Saudi Arabia. Since 2003, its military has been actively involved in operations across countries like Somalia, Yemen, Egypt, and Libya. National military service is mandatory for all medically fit Emirati men, ensuring a well-prepared force. Beyond the military, the UAE's police force is also regarded as one of the most advanced and well-trained in the world. In 2023, Abu Dhabi was declared the safest city in the world. Thanks to this security, the United Arab Emirates has become a global hub for finance, commerce, tourism, and logistics. The credit goes to Abu Dhabi's leadership, which has ensured stability and law and order through meticulous planning. Today, the headquarters of almost every major company can be found in either Dubai or Abu Dhabi. However, a controversial aspect of Mohammed bin Zayed's leadership is his staunch opposition to democracy in the Arab world. He believes Arab countries are not ready for democracy, fearing that elections could bring extremist groups to power, potentially undoing all of the UAE's progress. To prevent this, he emphasizes maintaining control through a strong military presence. This combination of military strength and economic power has made Abu Dhabi the driving force behind the UAE's geopolitical strategy and a key player in Gulf politics. Under Mohammed bin Zayed's leadership, the UAE has built strong diplomatic ties with countries like India, Indonesia, Ethiopia, China, and Russia. Leaders from around the world are signing agreements with the United Arab Emirates, recognizing its wealth, power, and strategic importance, making Mohammed bin Zayed a favored ally among major global powers in the Persian Gulf. The transformation of Dubai and Abu Dhabi from scorching deserts, surrounded by poverty and hunger, into thriving cities is a remarkable example of vision and determination. It shows how passion, commitment, and loyalty to one's people can turn even a barren desert into a flourishing oasis. But will the successors of Mohammed bin Zayed and Rashid bin Maktoum carry forward this legacy with the same dedication? That is something which only time will tell. These are all the sources we consulted for this video. If you liked this video, please like it and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video with another interesting topic. Take care.